Welcome everyone to Tarot's Landing, a place where we explore tarot old and new, the well-worn symbols and the strange cards that only seem to appear when we're ready for them. Before we begin, a gentle reminder. Not every reading is for everyone. If something here speaks to you, if it lands in your chest like recognition, then you're in the right place. And if, partway through, you feel this message drifting away from you, that's okay too. Let it pass without forcing it. I'll be right here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Now, the energy I'm sensing for this session feels like a crossroads between flow and pause, like something wants to open, support, resources, warmth, momentum, but only if we stop gripping so tightly, only if we listen for what's underneath the noise. There's a theme of timing too, near misses, delays, or the sense that you're almost there, and that almost is trying to teach you something important. So take a breath, bring an honest question. Let's see what's ready to be revealed, gently and without rushing the truth. Alright, so our first card coming through is abundance, and I have to say this feels very aligned with that opening message about flow versus grip. What I'm hearing immediately is you may be closer to what you need than you think, but the way through is not by forcing, chasing, or tightening your hold. This card is asking very gently, where has fear of not having enough made you hold too tightly? Because abundance here is not just money, though it can absolutely include material support. It's also time, energy, love, opportunity, creativity, and the willingness to let support move. For some of you, this card says help is available, but it may arrive through exchange, community, or openness, not isolation. For others, this is a reminder that something starts to grow again when you stop treating every resource like it has to be protected from the world. There's also a spiritual message here. What is meant for you may need to move through you, not just to you. So if you've been in a season of lack, ask yourself, where is the river blocked? Where can I soften? Where can I receive cleanly or give cleanly without fear, without scorekeeping? This is a beautiful first card. It says, you are not being abandoned by life. The current is trying to find you. Okay, and our second card is Empty Quiver. This is such an important follow-up to abundance because together these cards are saying, yes, support wants to move, but not through force. For some of you, this feels like exhaustion after trying everything you know how to do. Pushing, planning, proving, aiming, trying to make the next thing happen through sheer effort. And this card says very clearly, if the target keeps disappearing, it may not be asking for better aim. It may be asking for a different question. There's a real pause here. Not a punishment, not failure. A sacred pause. A moment where your usual tools, your usual strategies, your usual, I know how to handle this energy may not be enough. And honestly, that can feel vulnerable because if you can't keep firing forward, then you have to sit with what you're actually seeking. So ask yourself, what am I really hunting here? Security, validation, relief, control, closure. Because abundance says the flow returns when you stop gripping, and empty quiver says the next step comes when you stop forcing. So this card is giving permission to rest, listen, and reassess. You do not have to produce an answer this second. Sometimes the most aligned thing you can do is stop shooting into the fog and let the silence tell you what matters now. Oh, and now we have Fallen Banner. This is powerful because after Abundance says stop gripping and Empty Quiver says stop forcing, Fallen Banner comes in and asks, what are you still carrying that no longer feels true? For some of you, this is about a role, a promise, a path, or even an identity that once meant something real to you. But now it feels heavy, like you've been trying to keep something upright for appearances, for loyalty, for responsibility, even though privately your spirit has already stepped away from it. And I want to say this very gently. This card is not calling you a failure. It's calling for honesty. There may be a gap now between what you represent and what you actually believe, want, or can sustain. And that gap is exhausting. So this card asks, what vow needs to be renewed truthfully and what needs to be laid down? Because not everything is meant to be carried forever. Some banners fall so that something more honest can rise. This feels like a moment of integrity. No more performing alignment, no more holding up a symbol that your heart can't stand under anymore. Tell the truth. Repair what is real. Release what is not. So far, this reading is painting a very clear path. Abundance opened the door by reminding us that support, growth, and nourishment return when we stop gripping so tightly. Empty Quiver then asked for a pause, an honest stillness where forcing no longer works and where we have to ask what we're truly chasing. And now Fallen Banner brings us to the heart of it. What have you been carrying out of duty as image or old loyalty that no longer feels fully true? So the energy here is moving from flow to pause to truth. And as we go into the next two cards, I really feel we're about to see what happens when you stop forcing, stop performing, and let something more honest begin. Alright, and our fourth card is the Left Joker. And honestly, this feels so on theme with everything we've already seen. Because now the reading is speaking very directly about near misses, delays, crossed signals, and timing that feels just slightly off. That thing where you think, if only it had happened a little sooner, a little cleaner, a little differently. This card says the misalignment is not meaningless. For some of you, this is about a relationship or connection that feels real but keeps catching on timing. For others, it's about plans that won't land, doors that almost open, opportunities that keep arriving with a strange stutter. And I know that can feel frustrating, but this card is asking you not to read every delay as rejection. Because the Left Joker says what is meant for you may still be meant for you, just not in the sequence you expected. But and this matters, it also warns against chasing the timing into place. Don't force the message, force the meeting, force the outcome just because you're afraid of losing the thread. Instead, ask, what is this delay showing me? What isn't ready yet? What would collapse if it happened before it was solid? This is a card of patience without passivity. Stay open, stay attentive, but stop wrestling the clock. Sometimes the almost is not there to torment you. It's there to reveal whether something can survive imperfection and still be true. And our fifth card here is Moonwell. And wow, this feels like the deep emotional and intuitive undercurrent beneath everything else we've seen. Because after Abundance asked you to loosen your grip, Empty Quiver asked you to stop forcing. Fallen Banner asked you to tell the truth. And the Left Joker showed us these strange delays and near misses. Moonwell says the deeper answer is not fully logical right now. It's something you feel before you can explain it. For a lot of you, this is confirmation that your inner knowing has already been speaking. Through dreams, repeating signs, emotional waves, old memories resurfacing, or just that quiet pull you can't quite justify. And this card says, don't rush to name it too quickly. Let it unfold, let it show you what keeps returning. There may also be grief here, or longing, or a truth you've sensed but haven't wanted to fully sit with yet. Moonwell is very gentle, but it is honest. It says, be with what rises without trying to solve it immediately. So this final card is less about action and more about attunement. Listen to what comes back in the quiet. The surface may be unclear, but the deeper water knows. It was a pleasure doing this reading for you. Please subscribe for more readings.